What's up, y'all? Shuk here, back with another video on the Holy Priest this time. This is the first Q session on the Holy Priest for the War Within Season 1. This is the gear that I'm wearing. I did not have these conquest pieces at the time of queuing because one of these is from the token and then I purchased the other two, so I was mainly wearing all honor gear during this Q session. Rocking mostly mastery gear. I did go ahead and just get the haste staff over getting the mastery main hand and the crit offhand. I don't know if that's what I'm going to do whenever I get the conquest stuff, but yeah, that's what I'm doing for now. My build, I'm running the Oracle hero talents, and I've been playing around with just different builds for Holy. This is the one that I like the most right now. I've been dropping mind control in some of the games and just kind of swapping stuff around a little bit, but overall this is the main build that I've been running. Also, this PvP talent slot, I swap this out basically every game. I don't know what's my favorite. I've been going with Holy Ward probably the most out of all of them, but Purification has also been kind of nice considering how many Affliction Warlocks we've been fighting. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the build. Let's get into the games. So this first match is against a Feral and a Preservation Evoker. Keep in mind that these first games are pretty much all placement games since this is a new expansion and a new season. And you're going to see the MMR get kind of higher and higher, but it's going to start out against players that are, I wouldn't say like beginners, but you'll see the difference in like player skill level as the matches go on. I left most of these in here, unlike the Paladin and Death Knight game or video. Most of these are in order because I don't know, they were just really short, so I decided to leave them in here. But yeah, Preservation really strong right now. We're gonna fight a bunch of Preservation Evokers. We're gonna fight a bunch of Disc Priest. I think there's a Resto Shaman in some of these. But I was purging off the Preservation Evoker there at the beginning, but then I realized we can probably get a kill on the Feral. I could have deathed that sleep right there. I am a little bit rusty on this. So right here, Plum did interrupt him, but I went ahead and used my Greater Fade because I was scared. I have Oppressive Roar on me. I can also dispel that. He did Trinket right there to get me in a stun, so I go ahead and fear him. He Emerald Communions, but it's too late. And we do take him down. So pretty quick little match right there. This next match, I believe, is against a Windwalker and a Resto Druid. Yeah, so because we can basically double purge, Plum is running the Fire Breath talent that purges. Our kill target's going to be the Resto Druid. We're going to try and catch him with no hots on him. We're going to make it look like we're hitting the monk at first, but you can see we're going to swap to him. He pops stuff. I go ahead and fear his Trents. We get the AoE purge. I purge off NS on him, and Plum actually takes him down in Tranquility because he got the Disintegrate off beforehand. So that's unfortunate. I've had my Nature Swiftness purged off me before too on my Resto Druid, and it's not a fun time. This next one is against a Frost Mage and a Feral Druid. I kind of want to stand on top here and dodge the poly, but I didn't. He basically was casting out of stealth again. A little rusty on deathing polys with these. I didn't play my Holy Priest much at all in Season 4 of Dragonflight. Looks like Plum is going to do massive damage to this mage, and he gets caught in a global and gets taken down before he can even ice block. So huge damage. And you can see the damage numbers over here to the left and kind of the healing numbers as well in all these matches, just like in the Holy Paladin video. I left the meters in. And if you also want to see, the GCDs, it's the same thing. Gladius EX shows each ability that the people are pressing right next to their health bar. So for the enemy team, it's going to be on the left of it, and for us, it's going to be on the right. Right here, I was waiting for Plum to be, not stunned by the Feral's opener, so I could stun the Feral. He's going to get kind of a DR double stun here. The Feral's going to run over here, and they fear Plum. I'm going to dispel him and try and get a double fear. I do get the double fear. Plum's going to pop all his cooldowns on that Disc Priest and take him down. He did not respect the cooldowns. I think he definitely should have pain supped. That was a weird interaction between Ascension and Rescue, but kind of funny. And we do take down the Disc Priest and the Feral. So again, you're kind of seeing just how these placement games go. It's going to start out really easy, and it's going to get more and more difficult. And you can see how the MMR is just steadily starting to climb here. So this is going to be the first team that the players are, you know, pretty good. I mean, both the Feral and the Survival Hunter are good in this match. I think playing double DPS takes a bunch of skill in 2v2, especially right now. And right here, Plum does stun him while he's going for the trap. I do dodge the trap with Greater Fade. They are doing big damage on Plum. Try and stun the Hunter, and then I swap, put Guardian on him, and use a Serenity to top him. He is going for the clone there. Probably could have dodged it with Greater Fade, but I did have Guardian up, so I thought he was okay, and he does end up being okay during all of that. They're going to be wanting to get another trap here pretty soon, so I can either try and Greater Fade it or use Angel Form. He interrupts Plum there, and I use Power Infusion, and I'm trying to just top him, so they've used both their interrupts. Now I have Fear available. You can see he does go for the trap on me. I grip Plum into the trap, thinking I could dispel him or he would take damage, but it's the Diamond Ice PvP talent, so I can't dispel that one. We're going to swap to the Feral Druid here for a second because the Hunter cannot heal on his own other than his one long cooldown that he has. I think he has Mending Bandage, maybe as survival. I don't know if they still have that. The Feral goes for a clone on me, and I didn't think I was ranging it, so I did use Greater Fate on it. He does get the reclone, but I go ahead and Trinket, so now I have no Trinket, and I probably should have ran Holy Ward instead of Divine Ascension for this one. Holy Ward would have been really, really good because the only way they could have gotten off was Trank Shot or using, you know, some CC. There's the Convoke from the Feral, so I'm going to go ahead and swap, even though we did use Rescue there. It looks like the Feral has no Trinket. He realizes I'm going for the Fear, and he backs up and goes for the Clone, but we do get the Deter on the Hunter, so real heads-up play. And that was also, a second ago, that was a really good trap by the Hunter when I wasn't CC'd and he was in the disengage. I have to say, you know, I play Hunter, and that was a pretty impressive trap by this Hunter. I do want to get dots on both of them. I wasn't able to get a Shadow Word Pain on the Feral, so he did get the re-stealth, but I did get a Shadow Word Pain on the Hunter, because if he does get the stealth, he can heal if he has no dots on him, so you see him try and go for the stealth, but the dot knocks him out of stealth, so he doesn't get healed. I'm going to go for the Fear off of the double stun, and we take down the Hunter. So, you know, this was a definite difference in skill level with just a few games, so the placement games are getting more and more tough. This next one is going to be against a Fury Warrior and a Resto Shaman. This is a really good comp. I would say I don't think that our comp is all that great. I think, you know, Death Knight Holy Paladin, like we were running the other one, is much better. I think Death Knight Holy Priest would be much better, but we're just trying to get 1600 on most of the alts kind of in this first week. Nobody's trying to really push rating. I guess some people are, but most people are just trying to get the token and kind of cap on conquest and gear stuff. So right here, Plum was trying to pull me away because he knew that the warrior was going to go for the Fear, and he goes for the Hex on me. I shouldn't have Greater Faded there because I was in the Blade Storm and it would have knocked me out. Really, either one of them can be the kill target. You're going to see me purging a lot here. I actually didn't see the Hex right there. Again, that was another one I could have deathed. I'm just going to call it out every single time when there's a CC that I can death that I don't, so you can kind of learn from my mistakes. So right here I'm going to be DPSing the warrior. I'm trying to purge off Earth Shield as much as possible. I do get the Fear on the Shaman there, but it looks like either he got broken out. I didn't see him lay Tremor Totem, but maybe he did. And he does put Earth Shield back up. I go ahead and purge it immediately. And again, we're just doing damage to this warrior. He's going for the Hex. I'm kind of just ignoring it. I do Greater Fade it. Again, I don't know if Greater Fade was the play there or just to death it, because Greater Fade can be used for other stuff. He uses Spell Reflection. It looks like Plum got it off, or maybe I did. You got to be really careful because sometimes, and it might be in this match, I think one of the warriors, I accidentally used Chastise into their Spell Reflect right as he did it. I was already pressing Chastise. That's really unfortunate when that happens. He's doing pretty big damage to Plum here, and you know, Fury Warriors have an ability that basically stacks up and reduces the amount of healing you take. And if he's able to just sit on Plum, he can stack that up. So right here, I hold my Trinket because, I mean, they got a full Hex, but he was basically running away from Plum the whole time. I get the Fear here, and it looks like the Shaman's just going to sit. It was a little DR'd. They do Wind Shear and Fear at the same time. They're going to Lightning Lasso Plum, and they're doing big damage. So again, this is more of the warriors kind of cooldowns. They're trying to hold him in place with the Static Field Totem. Plum does interrupt that Hex, but I also used my Greater Fade, so kind of unfortunate there. Still have death available. He is going to pull me around the corner to dodge this hex, so that was a good heads up play by Plum. He's been playing this one really well. Probably should have, it was on my bad to communicate a little bit better. So I'm not running the PvP talent Divine Him here. I'm running Ascension. I just didn't know in a lot of these if Ascension, like if these warriors or like in the Feral Survival Hunter, I didn't know if they were going to go for me, and it can be really powerful. So this was the match. It can be really powerful if you have that. We make a quick swap to the Shaman. He runs away, and then Plum pops all his cooldowns on the warrior, and he takes down the warrior before the Shaman can kind of react. So really big burst there. If we can last to Plum's second round of cooldowns, then it's just, I mean, crazy burst. So this next match is again against another Fury Warrior, but this time with a Preservation Evoker. He's sitting in D stance. I do get the double fear, and I'm going to go ahead and give Power Infusion, and I'm going to fly up in the air. So this time it's actually good to have Divine Ascension, because it looks like this warrior is going to be wanting to go for me. I think I'm probably the better target over Plum, because Plum's going to be a lot harder to hit. He can kind of slow him, and he has the hover ability and like freedoms and stuff like that. That's I need to dispel Plum. He's feared. I do get him right there. He uses Rescue on me, and I'm kind of just moving away. I did lay my Light Well in the center. I don't know how I feel about that. I probably need to play a little bit closer to it. I stun the Preservation Evoker and get him into a fear. It does DR with Plum's sleep, so again, not the best. This is why this comp really just isn't that great. I don't know what the best healer with a Devastation Evoker would be. Probably, I don't know. I mean, maybe Preservation. Right now, maybe like Preservation and Devastation, just because Prez is so crazy. But I do get put into a full sleep here. It looks like the warrior is still sitting in D stance, maybe. He does pop a cooldown right here, and it looks like we're getting some good damage on him. I'm trying to purge off the hots from the Preservation Evoker, just so he will take less healing. I'm going to use my Angel Form right here just to kind of conserve a little bit of mana. I haven't been calling out when I've been using the premonitions. They're a little bit weird because you just never know. Like, I don't know, I've been experimenting with what to use them on. Right there I feared into Nullifying Shroud, which is really bad. I need to re-download big debuffs, because that's really helpful whenever Preservation Evokers have up Nullifying Shroud, because it just puts a big icon there that I know to dispel. Because I did that more than once, I think, where I CC'd into Nullifying Shroud. But right here, you can see the Preservation is still full mana, and I'm at really low mana, so you're never going to beat a Preservation Evoker on mana unless you're, I mean, really anything. It's the best healer right now, just because if they spam Disintegrate. Looks like Plum is going to take him down with his cooldowns. But yeah, just some interesting games with this one. I will say that as we kept climbing, the games got harder and harder, and premonition abilities, I did have some interesting ways of using them. I was testing them out with Power Infusion, like reducing the cooldown of that, and I was testing it out with Chest Eyes and Prayer of Mending. Not really sure what I think is the best, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of these games. I will be posting some more Holy Priest content in the future. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, helps me out a ton, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.